man, I I feel like I have to talk about this because I fear that this is going to be an ever-developing issue. Those with mental illness have no friends on the internet, it feels like. These like information bubbles and these conspiratorial rabbit holes and the people who will grift off of that, I mean, these are like the prime targets. And they're taken advantage of. And for the people who are grifting, that are making money selling like, you know, prepper nonsense or vitamin cures or whatever, or able to use their attention to make money off of ads, like for them, you know, it's $1, it's a paycheck. They're not going to go build a pipe bomb and throw it into a government building. Of course not, because then they wouldn't be able to collect the paycheck. But for the people who are actually mentally unwell and have terrible deduction skills, and let's just say, you know, or maybe not working in overdrive when it comes to like logical analysis, and are instead going down more and more conspiratorial, catastrophizing rabbit holes, these people could actually believe the nonsense that they've been sold, even past having long bought it, even though it's rotting metaphorically. Whether it's like QAnon nonsense after Q's prophecies did not come true, and then they continued to believe it anyway, and now treat it like it's all metaphorical, and it's like, oh, it's actually like a story, and you don't understand, or whatever the theory is. And the more that these groups are able to form online, the more they're able to take advantage of these people who are mentally unwell, and the more that these people can find some amount of community and something to obsess over these politically radical communities through their political radicalization, then we're going to get people like this guy. This guy had a standout, you know, had basically a shootout with police. And while we don't know the full circumstances of what happened, he talks about how he is with his daughter and how the cops are coming to get him after had a fight with his wife, and they're here because he hates abortion and, you know, all this woke nonsense, etc., etc. And he seems to believe that the reason the police are at his home isn't because he has a gun and there's maybe a child in the home, or maybe there's a dispute over custody over the child and his wife, but because they're here to enforce the abortion regime, because he's bought into the nonsense. And when you say that the Democrats are demons, or you say that Democrats all just want to murder babies, like, there are going to be people who actually believe the nonsense that you're just using to make a buck and to campaign. And not only are you going to be ruining possibly their life and their relationship with their family, you can end up ruining the life of this person's kid. You can end up ruining the life of any officers that this man ends up shooting, or any other significant others, which could be his wife, any other family members, the mailman who just happens to knock on the door, because you've sent him down a rabbit hole where you've made him believe in demonic fairy tales. And I just wanted to show this as an example of it, and as a warning of the danger of conspiratorial rabbit holes and the need to drag people out of them. Let's listen to this guy. Just listen to the things he calls upon as he's literally staring down the end of his life within this standoff with police.
I'm here. My name is Stephen Regini. I am a resident of Maine, and I had the cops called on me. A SWAT team showed up, and I am now engaged in a shootout. My state has been the #1 abortion and gay rights state in the entire country, and I've been segregated against for my beliefs. Now they're trying to arrest me simply because I do not believe in gay rights and abortion, which is the #1 state of Maine right now. That's what they do. They're an abortion mill. So I'm here. I'm in a shootout with the authorities who are protecting the rights of doctors to murder babies, and they are protecting the rights of children to be ripped out of the womb and killed. I'm here with my baby daughter, who they're also trying to take away.
The idea that somebody's coming to kill you or arrest you because you don't like the gays is so preposterous in and of itself. But when you talk about, like, oh, the woke police are going to come and arrest you for just being a little homophobic for what you believe, when you say the left is going to become a communist dictatorship, it's going to get rid of the First Amendment, they're going to destroy America. When someone says destroy America, these are the things they think about. Oh, their freedoms to believe these well, crazy things. And of course, he's free to believe these crazy things if he wants to. But if you believe that's really under threat, the crazies will start to see things like cops showing up to their house because he has a rifle and he seems like a dangerous threat, and then associate it with this nonsense. Like when you speak into the internet, you cannot necessarily control where your message goes, and you're not just going to be able to pick the people who are just outside of the crazy train enough to not go in a shooting spree with cops. Like, your rhetoric has consequences.
And I assure you that I am not the aggressor here. They tried to arrest me. They tried to tase me. They're trying to make me a criminal. They are trying to...
They're gonna tase me till I'm gay. I'm sorry. It's really sad because this dude did die. The cops lit him up. But the other guys are gonna come tase me and make me gay and make me do an abortion. It's just, it's so out there. It's so bizarre. What a stupid thing to die for.
Has been the #1 abortion and gay rights state in the
die
entire
with your die in front of your daughter for.
And I've been segregated against for my beliefs. Now they're trying to...
What does it mean segregated against? What does that even mean? Like you have to go to the homophobia water fountain.
Now they're trying to arrest me simply because I do not believe
Sorry, homophobes back of the bus.
Gay rights and abortion, which is the #1 state of Maine right now. That's what they do. They're an abortion mill. So I'm here. I'm in a shootout with the authorities who are protecting the rights of doctors to murder babies, and they are protecting the rights of children to be ripped out of the womb and killed. I'm here with my baby daughter, who they're also trying to take away, and I assure you that I am not the aggressor here. They tried to arrest me. They tried to tase me. They're trying to make me a criminal. They are trying to get me in trouble.
I think they've succeeded if that was their goal, because I think once you start shooting at the cops, well, yeah, no, you're kind of way past that train station.
They are trying to take me to jail for a long time for getting in an argument with my wife, which was
I think it's gonna be shooting at the police at this point, dog.
I've spoke with her since. I love my wife.
They're gonna arrest me for not liking the gays and arguing with my wife.
Love my daughter. I'm so grateful.
I understand how that's like half the hobbies of the Fox News viewership. So I would imagine that this is probably like a big no-no for him. I understand why it's so important.
God has blessed me with. I'm grateful for my farm. I'm grateful for everything. All my friends and people who love me. And I'm sorry this had to happen. I really am. But I'm backed into a corner with my political beliefs. I haven't been able to find a job in a year.
John Brown Enthusiast has donated $10.
To find a job in a year.
Oh, he's unemployed too? All of these sociological negative indicators.
And my entire life has been just struggling for existence, fighting Democrats and trying to stand up for my country.
Fighting Democrats? Oh, that dastardly Nancy Pelosi. That ruined my job interview when I blurted out my nonsense about abortion and the gays. And I said that I wouldn't be nice to Steven, the desk teller, who's a homosexual. Like, what? The Democrats didn't ruin your life, okay? Okay? It's either you ruin your life or circumstances outside your control ruin your life. But the Democrats did not specifically ruin your life.
Let me ask you, if you're a law enforcement officer...
Like, I mean, the closest you can get is a Democrat implemented a policy that had negative effect. But no, it's the Democrats ruined your life. Now you have much more control over your day-to-day life, okay? Much more control, okay? Man, the conservatives love to use people in crisis. Where is the, I don't know, the self-sufficiency, like, oh, it wasn't the Democrats, it was my laziness. Like, I just, like, you've been unemployed for a year, and I'm not trying to say he's lazy, like, but do you think that your current behavior or status could be affecting who would want to employ you?
Why do you support the COVID vaccines? Why do you support abortion? Why do you support what isn't morally right?
Like, do you think this guy, when he's working at, like,
John Brown Enthusiast
Jersey
has
Mike's
donated $5. This whole manifesto is an advertisement
for a Duels pub, dude. I gotta go to a Duels pub. I gotta go to a Duels pub and drink one for him, you know, in honor. But Do you think that this guy, when he's working at Jersey Mike's and he's like in the break room, right? Assuming Jersey Mike's was a break room, but whatever room they have in the back where a person can cry for a bit because they, whatever, right? Do you think that he's like, oh, did you watch the game? Hey, I'm fishing over the weekend. You want to come? Do you think that's the focus of his talk? And I'm sure at one point that might have been the focus of his concentration. But when the mental illness combines with the conspiratorial nature, it dominates your life, man. It dominates your life. And if you're going to be rambling about all the gays and the abortions and the walk-in fridge to your manager, then yeah, man, it's going to be hard to hold a job. And I don't want to assume too much about this guy, but like, man, he seems like at the long burnt end of a long crazy descent.
How are you fighting for a state system that protects illegal immigrants and pedophiles? Please explain this to me. Please explain to me why abortion is still legal in my state. Why are the babies dying? Why? Why is this illegal up till the time of conception? That's why I'm fighting.
Up until the time of conception, abortion is legal? That seems pretty restrictive to me. Up to the point of conception. Well, conception is when they, so I mean, that, I assume he meant birth and not conception, because conception is when you, pre-conception abortion is, and that's impressive. That's impressive. I don't know how they pull that off, but that is impressive.
I'm fighting for the babies, I'm fighting for the unborn, and I'm fighting for righteousness and Christianity to be restored in this country.
This is what the Hamas condoms does, pre-conception abortion.
I'm fighting for the unborn, and I'm fighting for righteousness and Christianity to be restored in this country. Christ is Lord, God bless, and I'm sorry to you, my parents. I love you, my parents. I love you, my wife. I love you, my daughter. I love you, all my beloved friends and business partners, and God bless you. I'm sorry it had to end this way.
Oh, that's terrible. Did he record another message? Because I could have sworn there was another message. Let me see. Is it the same thing just twice?
Stephen Regini.
Yes, it is. It is. We can see what the other things he posted are before he, well, again, he got shot up by the police. I had to do this. They are the enemies of my faith, and they kill babies in the womb in my state up to the late term. The cops that are answering call are not doing the abortions, by the way. It's like they're just like, they got employed there because they thought like, I want to stop like the Boston bomber from doing something in my town, or I want to be able to like stop a bank robbery and be the hero. They're not there to abort babies. I had to do this. I had to stick up for myself. I cannot let them take me, or they didn't protect the most innocent. And it was them or it was me. There was no way that the shootout ended with the governor of Maine conceding, okay, abortion shall now be banned in Maine. They tried taking my baby, and I had to defend her. Years of transgenders harassing me, and abortion being essentially a sacrament in my state. I have to stand my ground and fight for my religion here. Christ is Lord, I am sorry. What does that mean? Dude, you're dying because a transgender person in your replies called you like dumb? Because somebody called you like ratioing you in programming socks? Or like what does it have to do with? Could you imagine me like, I'm sorry, officer, I gotta shoot you. The transgenders on Twitter. Boom, 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 boom. Like, how far gone do you have to be? How far gone? You think that you just turn off your phone, dude. This is why I must fight for the ones who never got a chance. In 2023, Maine reported 2,500 abortions. That's not a lot of abortions. I thought because he talked like the most 2,500 abortions. That's not. Am I crazy or does that not sound like a lot? To me, that doesn't sound like. We're a country of 330 million people. Remember me as someone who loves my country, loves the Bible, and loves my daughter. Remember me as a man who fought for the unborn babies with all my might. If they did not try to take my newborn daughter, none of this would have happened. What would you do if someone tried to take your daughter? Probably not get in a firefight right in front of her with a police department that will undoubtedly win. What would you do? Would you let them take her? Or would you fight with every ounce in you to keep her with her rightful father? What would you do? Well, it seems okay, so it seems like it was a custody dispute with the mom, because because he was going crazy. But it seems like it was a custody dispute with the mom. Well, you know what you do? You don't scar your daughter by dying in a shootout with police in front of her. And what lesson are you teaching your daughter? What's the lesson? They tried to take my daughter from me. Sheriff wanted to feel her. What does that mean? They would not leave and sabotage me and still tried to take my daughter. It's honestly such a shame. Any real man would never let the government take their daughter. I'm sorry for the man who got shot. He's saying he shot somebody. But don't try to take people's daughter from them. And then he died. Anyway, you can go get Trump seeds at trumpseeds.com. The only cannabis company that is for we the people. Truly the only brand that doesn't make us conservative stoners feel inferior. Conservative stoners. The only weed brand I will ever support. God bless this country. God bless this country. Weed for conservatives. Finally.